This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Serrano wins the CIF Division 8 championship with a 21-14 victory over Buena. Apple Valley loses to Serra 31-3 in the Division 3 title game. The Diamondbacks score 14 fourth-quarter points in the come-from-behind triumph at Buena. Peyton Cornell threw the game-winning touchdown pass to Tanner Chafee with 21 seconds remaining, an 81-yard scoring play. Tanner Chafee scored the first Serrano touchdown on a 6-yard run in the first quarter. Rico Cabral's 46-yard touchdown ignited the Diamondbacks' fourth-quarter rally. The victory gives Coach Casey Mahalchek's Diamondbacks the second CIF championship in school history. The Apple Valley Sun Devils' first CIF championship game in the school's 64 years of gridiron history is played before a huge, energetic, and highly enthusiastic home field crowd at Newton T. Bass Stadium. The Sun Devils' battle favored Serra to a 3-3 tie through the early going and trailed 6-3 with 3 minutes to go before halftime. The disastrous 2.5 minutes that followed determined the outcome of the game. Serra blocks the punt. The safety puts the visitors up 8-3. A safety is followed by a free kick. Serra runs the ensuing kick down to the Sun Devils' 7, setting up the game's first touchdown. The Cavaliers score 3 plays later to take a 15-3 lead. When the Sun Devils' drive takes them to midfield, the pass receiver fumbles. A Serra defender scoops it up and returns inside the 20 before fumbling, and Apple Valley's Isaiah Ojeda recovers at the 16. Next play, the high snap sails over Noah Seeley's outstretched hands. A second safety gives Serra a 14-point lead. The score at halftime is 17-3, a lead which proves unsurmountable by the comeback-minded Sun Devils. Let's go back to how this historic contest began. Dustin Reynolds carries for 6 yards and a first down on Apple Valley's opening possession. Left guard Lyndon Johnson, 55, and left tackle Raymond Polito, 79, pull as the right side O-lineman blocked down. 75 is freshman Jonah Leo Pepatelli. Same play from the 37, same result, as Dustin Reynolds picks up another first down, following the 6'7", 340-pound Raymond Polito through the hole. From this angle, we see Dustin Reynolds regain his footing and surge forward. 77 is center Ty Johnson, 6'5", 280-pound senior. Dustin Reynolds picks up added yardage on his own on this first down play from the 47, spinning away once, then a second time for a gain of 9. This drive will stall here. The Sun Devils punted away after consuming 4 minutes of the first quarter clock. For the greater part, Serra meets with little success in their running game. Junior cornerback Joshua Soria, 25, combines with linebacker Dustin Reynolds, holding the ball carrier to a gain of 1. Josh Soria among the underclassmen gaining invaluable experience when cast into frontline duty in the CIF playoffs atmosphere. But the Cavaliers do succeed with their passing attack. This completion to the Sun Devils' 33. Serra quarterback Malik Murphy has completed 66% of his passes on the season for 2,341 yards and 17 touchdowns. The Sun Devils' defense stiffens once Serra enters the red zone. Gavin Hambrick, 10, and Joshua Soria double team to stop the ball carrier for no gain, with Lane Scharnberg, 19, adding the finishing touch. On 3rd and goal from the 9, the play-action fact does not lure the linebackers, and the pass is batted away. Vanden Gayten, applies the pass rush. Dustin Reynolds jumps the route and knocks it down, and Serra is forced to settle for a field goal to end their opening possession. The field goal is good. The visitors draw first blood. Serra's first possession consumes 5 minutes. It is 3-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Apple Valley's determination to answer with a lengthy scoring drive of their own is shown on some risky calls and excellent execution, particularly by sophomore quarterback Noah Seeley. This is 3rd and 10 from their own 20. Noah Seeley rolls left, then lofts the moonshot throwback pass to Logan Moon, who carries for a first down all the way to midfield. Logan Moon, Apple Valley's leading pass receiver, 54 receptions coming in for the 6', 175-pound senior wide receiver. Noah Seeley, right back to wide receiver Nathan Downing, 6', 190-pound senior, two-way starter. Then back to the run. Dustin Reynolds, Sun Devils' bread-and-butter running play in their readjusted offensive arsenal that follows their rash of late-season injuries. First down yardage to the red zone. When Serra's defense confronts the Sun Devils with a 4th down and 3 from the 9, Apple Valley opts for the field goal. Brady Weinberg's kick is true, up, over, and through, tying the score a minute and a half into the second quarter.
Weinberg.
The Sun Devils defense resumes, clamping down on the Serra running attack. Lane Scharnberg, 19, with the hard hit in the gang tackle for a loss. Lane Scharnberg, 5'10", 160-pound senior. 48 is Jaira Lupepatelli, 6'3", 280-pound junior. But the visitors keep their second possession alive with the 4th down pass completion. It's first down at the Sun Devils' 43. With the 3rd and 5 at the 38, the visitors look for the delayed draw play to pick up the first down. Lane Scharnberg, Isaiah Ojeda, and Damian Guillen read the play and throw the ball carrier for a loss. 5 is Damian Guillen. Sun Devils coaches named the senior cornerback Defensive Player of the Game in Apple Valley's 35-28 semifinals victory at Roosevelt. On this 3rd and 10 at the 14, Serra's scrambling quarterback barely avoids a Keenan Eck sack, throwing for his receiver at the goal line. The 5'5", Damian Guillen nearly picks it off. The Sun Devils force Serra to go for a field goal in their second possession of the night. This Cavaliers drive has taken up 6 minutes of the second quarter. The field goal is good, and Serra leads by 3, 6-3. We are at the 4.5-minute mark of quarter number 2. The Sun Devils' possession begins at their 20. Right guard James Reed, 57, helps create a crease for Damian Guillen to scoot through, grinding out 4 yards the tough way. 3rd and 6 from the 24. Noah Seeley scrambles but comes up short of first down yardage. The sophomore signal caller is listed at 5'11", 190. What happens next is the first of the triple witching plays that prove to be the downfall of the Sun Devils. The blocked punt. 2 points, Serra on the safety. 8-3, the score. Then the first real breakdown of the Sun Devils' defense comes, covering the free kick from the 20. Serra's kick returner slips through the first 2 defenders, cuts off a block at midfield, racing toward the end zone, losing the ball when he stiff-arms the touchdown-saving Lane Scharnberg, but the ball bounces out of bounds at the 7. From the 1, the defense gets it done. Gavin Hambrick, 10. Jaira Lupepatella, Isaiah Ojeda, Keenan Eck, among those throwing up a wall that stops the ball carrier for no gain. But on 3rd and goal from the 1, Serra breaks through for the game's first touchdown and a 15-3 lead with 2 minutes to go before halftime. Seemingly undaunted, the Sun Devils respond with a determined effort, ignited by Dustin Reynolds' 14-yard run to the 43. Dustin Reynolds' efforts approach Superman proportions. He stepped up to become the team's leading ball carrier in the postseason, scoring a touchdown in the upset of Citrus Canyon, rushing for 137 yards on both touchdowns in the defeat of Glendora, adding a 45-yard touchdown in the semifinals victory, while all the while continuing to lead his team in tackles. Now, one of the craziest plays you could ever hope to see. Noah Seeley rolls right, throws across field, hitting his receiver, who loses the ball. Sarah's defender picks it up, carries back across midfield, all the way down to the 20, where he fumbles, and Isaiah Ojeda recovers at the 16. The exchange of fumbles resurrects the Sun Devils' possession, but another miscue is in the immediate offing. On this late November Saturday after Thanksgiving, temperatures have fallen near a very chilly 50 degrees, and that chill factor may be factoring into what has just happened and what happens next. The high snap over Noah Seeley's outstretched fingertips, the ball bounding into the end zone where Noah Seeley wisely falls on it, preventing a Sarah touchdown. This safety extends the visitors' lead to 14 points. Now, as bad as that was, it could have gotten much worse were it not for this outstanding defensive play by junior Vanden Gayton. The 6'3", 190-pound junior sacks Sarah's quarterback with 17 seconds before halftime. Following a pass interference penalty, Sarah has it at the 21, 11 seconds on the clock. The pass completion to the 1 as the clock keeps ticking. Out of timeouts, Sarah is unable to down the ball to stop the clock before the half ends. 17-3, Sarah at the half. The Sun Devils suffer from terminally terrible field position to start the third quarter, intent on reestablishing their ball control offense. Caleb Most on this third down play from deep in their own territory. How determined to keep the ball out of the hands of the Sarah offense? The Sun Devils go for it on 4th and 3 at their own 23. Jaira Lupepatella and James Reed open the way for Vanden Gayton to get just enough yardage for the first down. When the risk is repeated on 4th and 5 at the 30, Sarah's defense prevails and the visitors take over on downs. A major penalty against the Sun Devils gives Sarah first down at the 4. The goal line stand is initiated by limiting the gain to 2 yards. Vanden Gayton gets a hand on the ball carrier. Gavin Hambrick, Lane Scharnberg, Keenan Eck, Jaira Lupepatella, Isaiah Ojeda all in on the play. Sarah succeeds at cracking through from the 2, and the differential becomes a 3-touchdown lead, approaching the midway mark of the third quarter. Apple Valley highlights are harder to come by the rest of the way. Christopher Marcado provides one in kick coverage with this open field tackle. Chris Marcado, 5'8", 125, a junior. Watch this spectacular run by Samaje Andrews, breaking past the Jonah Lupepatella and Lane Johnston blocks, crashing through a pair of Sarah defenders and carrying tacklers with him on this 24-yard gain into the red zone. Samaje Andrews, another postseason standout. He carried for 134 yards in the Citrus Canyon win and scored touchdowns in each of the 3 playoff victories. The outcome of this CIF championship game is not the story, but rather how Coach Kyle Godfrey and his Sun Devils overcame countless adversities to take this team farther than any Apple Valley team before. This online sports report presented by Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Family owned and operated since 1954. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, supporting teams, schools, and athletes throughout the Victor Valley. The good year 2021 produced so many unprecedented results for high desert high school football teams, for no league more so than the Mojave River League. 2 MRL teams reached the championship game of their CIF division this year. That did happen in 2015 when Oak Hills beat Serrano in the Division 9 title game. Never before, though, has 6 of the 8 local teams entering the playoffs defied the odds makers and and 1 opening round playoff games. As for all Mojave River League selections, no surprise that league champion Oak Hill's standouts are offensive and defensive players of the year, although the Bulldogs' championship run under first-year head coach Robert Metzger was a surprise in itself. When it comes to first-team selections on offense, however, never before have 4 quarterbacks earned first-team honors. Player of the Year, Andrew Garcia, quarterbacked Oak Hills in running the table against MRL opponents. No victory more important than the upset of reigning league champions Apple Valley. The 5'11", 180-pound signal caller went on to throw for 1,395 yards and 16 touchdowns in his senior season. Whittier College and Lincoln College among the first to show interest in recruiting Andrew Garcia. Shane Young on the receiving end of that 49-yard touchdown pass against Apple Valley. Shane Young is first-team All-Mojave River League, 19 receptions, 3 for touchdowns for the 6', 150-pound junior. Shea Gabriel, 11, is a first-team selection at wide receiver, team high 29 receptions for the 5'11", 160-pound junior. Prince Thomas is a repeat selection first-team All-MRL running back. The 5'8", 180-pound senior carried for 806 yards and scored 15 touchdowns. O-lineman Dalen Matoyer, 77, and Hockey Faenow, 53. First-team All-League. Hockey Faenow, 6'5", 260, a sophomore. Dalen Matoyer, 6'2", 285, a senior. Apple Valley quarterback Jaden Max Denegal leads the contingent of 6 Sun Devils receiving first-team honors on offense. A 3-time All-MRL first-team selection, Jaden Max Denegal led the Sun Devils to MRL victories over Serrano, Sultana, and Hesperia and scored his team's 2 touchdowns against Oak Hills before suffering a season-ending injury in that loss to the Bulldogs. At 6'5", 224, Jaden Denegal was as dangerous a runner as he was a passer. He scored 8 rushing touchdowns his senior season. Jaden Denegal threw for 1,545 yards and 24 touchdowns in 2021. The most highly recruited quarterback ever to come from a high desert school, he received offers from Power 5 schools including Miami, UCLA, Georgia, Utah, Louisville, Auburn, and Michigan State before committing to Michigan, where the next stage of his career will have him playing for those Big Ten Conference Wolverines. Like Jaden Denegal, Caleb Most ran wild against Sun Devils opponents before suffering a serious injury in the Oak Hills game. A first-team All-League running back a second time, the 5'11", 180-pound senior ran for 900 yards, averaged 7.5 yards per carry, and scored 7 rushing touchdowns his senior season. He also caught a pair of touchdown passes. Caleb Most intends to further his football career with Bethany's Terrible Swedes, the NAIA college in Kansas. Wide receiver Logan Moon is a repeat first-team All-Mojave River League selection. The 6', 175-pound senior caught 54 passes, 9 for touchdowns. Logan Moon averaged 12 yards per reception. Tight end Brandon Armijo is first-team All-Mojave River League. The 6'2", 210-pound junior is an excellent blocker, in addition to averaging 12 yards per reception on his 8 passes caught. Mentioning Brandon Armijo's blocking, we see him pushing his defender into the end zone on this Sun Devils touchdown. An opportune time to point out that the success of Apple Valley's skill position players must be attributed to the outstanding O-line. That group is led by Raymond Polito, 79, the 6'7", 340-pound left tackle, blindside tackle, whose extraordinary speed and quickness enabled him to pull and lead the blockers, clearing the way for his ball carrier. Raymond Polito is a repeat selection, first-team All-MRL, who is being actively recruited by nearly as many Power 5 colleges as was quarterback Jaden Max. Sun Devils center Ty Johnson, 77, earns first-team All-League honors. Ty Johnson is 6'5", 280, a senior. Serrano quarterback Peyton Cornell earns a place on the first-team All-MRL backfield. The Diamondbacks junior signal caller threw for 10 touchdowns, ran for 10 touchdowns, and rushed for a team-high 684 yards. Listed at 6', 180, Peyton Cornell goes on to come off the injured list to help lead Serrano to the CIF Division VIII championship. Bear in mind, though, that all league selections are voted on by the coaches prior to the CIF playoffs. Right guard Daniel Sonora, 73, is the only other Diamondback named first-team All-MRL on offense. Daniel Sonora is 5'7", 205, a senior. Hesperia's junior quarterback Josh Smith is named to the All-MRL first-team backfield. Josh Smith ran for 5 touchdowns and passed for 9 for Coach Casey Goodnose Scorpions. Senior lineman Joseph Feifel, 56, and wide receiver Michael Perez, 27, are first-team All-MRL selections on offense. Defensive Player of the Year, Buda Hilletti, scored the biggest touchdown of the season for the Mojave River League champion Bulldogs. The senior linebacker picks up the mishandled snap on Apple Valley's field goal attempt and races 57 yards to the end zone, the turning point in the Bulldogs' MRL title-clinching victory. Buda Hilletti, 8, was the tackles leader on an Oak Hills team that ran the table against Mojave River League opponents. 36 solo tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, half a dozen sacks for the 6'3", 220-pound middle linebacker. Defensive tackle Matthias Solaita, 34, is first-team All-MRL. The 6'2", 220-pound senior runs down Jaden Denegal on this tackle, one of his 11 tackles for a loss. Matthias Solaita registered 22 solo tackles, most often stopping opposing ball carriers for no gain. 25 is Noah Lopez, Bulldogs senior defensive back, earning first-team All-League honors. Noah Lopez is a 5'10", 160-pound strong safety. Linebacker Raymond Iglesias, 22, second on the team in tackles on the year, is first-team All-MRL. Raymond Iglesias, 6', 210, middle linebacker. 7 of Apple Valley's defensive starters are first-team All-MRL. 6 are repeat selections. Tackles leader Dustin Reynolds was reigning Defensive Player of the Year from his sophomore season. The 6'2", 220-pound middle linebacker racked up 10 sacks, 19 tackles for a loss, and 28 solo tackles among his 133 tackles in this, his junior season. Sun Devils defensive captain Gavin Hambrick, 10, first-team All-League a second time. The 6'2", 220-pound linebacker, 97 tackles, 13 solo, 7 sacks. Another of the Sun Devils, highly recruited by Power 5 colleges, Gavin Hambrick is a Boise State commit. Defensive end Keenan Eck, 14, a repeat first-team selection. Where do Keenan Eck's 20 sacks rank in the state? Right at the top, the very top, among all high school football players in the state. 7 of Keenan Eck's sacks are racked up against playoff opponents. The 6'3", 198-pound senior sackmaster totaled 61 tackles on the year, 19 of them solo. James Reed, 57, another Sun Devils two-way starter, repeats in earning All-League first-team honors. At 6 foot 260, the senior nose guards 69 tackles, include 9 sacks and 8 solo tackles his senior season. Defensive back Nate Downing, 9, 3 more interceptions his senior year. The 6'1", 190-pound repeat selection recorded 9 solo tackles among his 61 total tackles. Nate Downing has received offers from NAIA Bethel College in Kansas, Culver College in Stockton, and Division III's St. Norbert in Wisconsin, but as yet had not committed at the time of this report. The versatile Nate Downing also caught 4 touchdown passes his senior season. Sun Devils junior cornerback Isaiah Ojeda, 3, is a repeat first-team selection. The 6'2", 170-pound Isaiah Ojeda registered 67 tackles, 12 of them solo. Like fellow All-League defensive back Nate Downing, Isaiah Ojeda also hauled in 4 touchdown passes as a wide receiver. Fellow underclassman Jairo Lopez, 48, completes the list of 7 Sun Devils defenders receiving first-team honors. A first-team selection the previous year on offense, the 6'3", 280-pound junior recorded 5 sacks among his 53 tackles, 9 of those solo. Serrano all-around superstar Tanner Chafee, 11, is a repeat selection, first-team All-MRL. Pick your Diamondbacks snakebite poison as to which statistics strike you first. 7 pass interceptions, 57 tackles, 36 solo. While on offense, 7 touchdown receptions, 6 rushing touchdowns, and 2 touchdown passes. Listed at 6 foot 145, look for Tanner Chafee to lead the list of Serrano standouts, eventually earning all CIF Player of the Year honors. Big number 72, Benny Lucero, is first-team All-MRL defensive lineman, the 6'1", 280-pound senior shown here in the Diamondbacks flag-sporting team photo as they take the field. Diamondback Aiden Navarro is named All-MRL kicker. Hesperia Scorpion linebacker Aiden Lopez, 35, earns first-team All-MRL honors. The 5'10", 165-pound senior registered a team-high 71 tackles, 29 of them solo, with 2 sacks. Defensive end Jordan Franco, 84, is first-team All-MRL, 33 tackles, 14 solo for the 6'1", 205-pound senior. Scorpions junior Walk-On Morris, 7, earns first-team honors at utility player, 46 tackles, 17 solo for the 5'6" junior defensive back. Sultana is represented by defensive lineman Andrew Ruiz and David Leal, senior linebacker Ethan Holbert, and junior defensive back Corey Cabrielas. Desert Sky League Players of the Year and all DSL football selections on our next edition of your High Desert Sports Report.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
So.
Bid fast and last, sold on supporting High Desert Sports. Howard's, recognizing and supporting the teams, athletes, schools, and sports programs throughout the Victor Valley. The Bradco Companies, supporting all of the teams and sports programs throughout the Mojave River Valley. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Valu Quality Truck Body. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. Greiner Buick GMC in Victorville. Greiner has the best damn used cars, period. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting High Desert teams, athletes, and sports programs. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half hour of High Desert television today. This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events.